Good morning, everybody. Happy hump day. Hope everybody's having a good one. Let's take a look and see who's hanging out with us today. Here comes Big Jack. Bringing, let me have that thing. He bringing his slightly used squirrely dude. He loves that thing. It's getting pretty nasty. He's got a few rips in it. Fortunately, though, he has not figured out how to pull the stuffings out of it yet. It's like you don't really want to tear it up. He chews on it a little bit and likes to make it squeak, but then after that, he kind of calms down and doesn't, he'll lick on it and then act like it's his buddy. So that thing I bought that for him, last fall sometime. So it's lasted a lot longer than they used to last with old Rocky. I can tell you that. All right, let's see who we got here this morning. We got John Howard. Good morning, John. LB Sharp is here. Good morning, sir. Larry Gall is here. Says, morning, everyone. Happy hump day. Happy we didn't get the golf ball size hail like Michael Chipser. Yeah, I saw he had a picture of some pretty good sized stuff here. Here's one of the birthday boys right here, Troy Pritchard. Happy birthday. If you didn't know, it is Troy's birthday today, or at least that's what Facebook says, so I'm assuming it is. Happy birthday, Troy. And also, happy birthday to Dave Mack. He pops in here sometimes. I don't see him in here yet, but his birthday's today is Monroe Cook. Good morning, sir. I'm glad you can join us on the coffee sessions this morning. George Rothfuss says, good morning to all. Weather in my neck of the woods, cloudy, projected high 65, low 52, currently 58, expected heavy showers and thunderstorms. And I see he corrected it here. Because I wanted, when you delete a comment, it doesn't delete it on my StreamYard. So what I show, I see your original one. So you better be careful what you type. Because you can type something and then go, whoop, I shouldn't say that, and delete it off of YouTube, but it'll still show up here. Good morning, Darren. Good to see you this morning. Landis Stute says, good morning. First morning home from the hospital. All right. Well, I hope everything's going all right, Landis. I'm not sure what you got going on, but I hope you're doing well. Clyde CNC is here. Good morning, Clyde. Gary Hammett. Good morning, sir. Kevin Els. How you doing, Kevin? Sean's here from Klondike. How you doing? Bruce Foley. We got a bunch of folks popping in here today. Good morning, Bruce. Marcelo, good morning, sir. All right, Troy says, thank you. Yeah. It's your day, buddy. And speaking of, well, I'll wait because I don't see Rob in here yet. But I was gonna let Sean and Rob know that I'll be posting the link for the Saturday night live stream, the Hobby CNC with Dave. So you will be getting the link in your email from me today. And anybody else that wants to come hang out with us, just let me know. You know the drill. Just let me know, and I will send you the link and stuff. And it's a first come, first serve. We'll fill up to about 5, 6, maybe 7 folks, and then you'll have to wait until the next week or something. Leo Steger says, good morning, everyone. I need to run a lathe today. Easy work is done for now. Okay. No more micrometers to calibrate. My phone doing something. I thought I had it. I don't know why. I never keep the sound on. I don't know why that changed on me. Anyway. Anyway, man, I tell you what, I'm really starting to get excited. It don't take much for me to get excited. But I'm really starting to get excited about this new software I'm trying to learn here, this Design Spark mechanical stuff. I did a couple, let's see, 2 or 3 more of the little tutorial videos, followed along with that guy I was telling you about yesterday. And it's all starting to come together. I'm feeling confident enough now that I could go back to what I originally wanted to try to draw as my first little project with this. And I think I'd be able to do it now. So, oh, there he is. Rob Schuster just popped in here, I think. Rob, if you're just joining us, I was just saying I'll be posting that link for the Saturday night thing, and I will be sending you and Sean one. And again, anybody else that wants to join. Larry's asking, what's the guy's name? I tried to find him. I guess I didn't really say, did I? Let me create a banner here. And put it on here because I noticed he's changed it slightly. He added, oops, if I can type here. Okay, this is his YouTube channel, and it used to just be, and I could have sworn it used to just be W3DE. And then when I went to watch him yesterday, I'm like, oh, well, he's added studio to the end of it. Like I said, he's from Jakarta, Indonesia. But if you look at his channel, he's got, I want to say 30-ish little tutorials, and he has them numbered, so you can go back and start with one, follow along, and then just keep moving on. He keeps you, and sometimes he'll do something, and if there's like say 3 different ways to do it, he'll do it all 3 ways to show you. He'll say, well, all right, like for example, doing something on a corner or something, he'll say, well, I'm going to do it this way on this corner, then over here on this one I'm going to show you a different way, and he does that. So you really get a lot of stuff here. But yeah, that's the name. W3DE Studio is the guy's YouTube channel, and he's being from Indonesia, he's got, I forget what he says his name is, but he says you can just call me Sam. So when I'm saying slow down, Sam, I just call him Sam. But really, the one I liked, and there's a few others, but this is the one this guy explains it. And I won't say it goes slow enough because, like I said, I've got where I was trying it again last night and I forgot to set the playback speed down a notch. And he's going along and I'm trying to keep up. And I'm like, wait a minute now, slow down, Sam. And then I thought, oh, let me go turn the playback down. So I turned it down a little bit. And even then, sometimes still I have to reach over and click the screen to stop it until I can catch up. But I found that after working through one with him, then when I got done, I would try to replicate the same thing just from memory to see if I could remember those steps. And that made it, that kind of helps it stick in your head, When you're old like me, you got to keep this thing moving, or, use it or lose it, or whatever they say. But after I did those 2 or 3 things of his, I thought, well, let me just try to draw something on my own. So I always like drawing gears and sprockets and stuff. So I drew a simple sprocket, nothing real fancy, but it allowed me to use some of those features creating patterns and stuff like that I had learned in one of his little videos. So yeah, check him out. Who was it that was asking me? Larry? Yeah, Larry. Okay, Larry says he's got it. Yeah. And I guess you already got the software, Larry? Have you got it and have it installed? If you haven't, I could post a link on where to get it, but you probably already got it. It's called Design Spark Mechanical. All you got to do is Google that, and it'll take you right to it. And like I said, it's free, uh, which is another great reason I like it. But it does have that splash page that comes up when you first open it that has ads, some ads and stuff. But that's a very, very small price to pay to use stuff this powerful for free. And one of the other really things, I don't know if I've mentioned this or not, unlike Fusion 360, where you're online to do this, you're doing all this right on your computer. You don't have to have, you don't have to be online to do it. And I never have liked that. I just don't like having to be online to do something. Not if you can easily do it on your own computer. So those two things, free, and you don't have to be online to work it, and you don't save it up there. Now I think they do, because I've got mine open right here. I think, yeah, where it says about, it says this copy of Design Spark Mechanical is licensed to Dave Gatton at GarageWorks CNC. So they ask you to register it, but it's basically, I guess, just so they can let you know if there's an update or something like that. I have not gotten any emails from them, no spam or nothing like that. So, and again, that's, to register with that one time when you first get it, that's a small price to pay for getting to you, because it's really good stuff. And I have no doubt that I'll be doing some videos showing my whole process, how I draw something, how I shouldn't say draw, more it's modeling, I guess is what you would call it. How I do the 3D model, how I export it to an STL, how I put it in a slicer or V-card, whatever I might be doing, whether it's a router project or a 3D printer project. And then showing the final project. But I've got a bunch of little piddly stuff that, for some reason, back when I had 3D printers, I couldn't think to make them. But of course, one of the things that I want to make, I didn't even have it back when I had those. But I want to be doing a lot of stuff with it. So I'll be doing some 3D printer shopping here real soon. So LB says, what software do you all use to record your screen, and show how to use another software and cost? I have used two different things. One of them is some stuff called, I'll see if I can pull it up here and show you. It is by, it's called Flashback Express. And it has a screen. You've probably seen, I heard about it from Mark Lindsay, and I've used it, he's used it, and I can always tell when I watch a video and they're using it, because it's showing a screen capture, showing them working on software, and you always see that little yellow round circle that helps highlight where their mouse is going. So that is one thing, and it's by a company called Blueberry Software, but it's called what did I say? I just said it. Flashback Express. It is free, and like most free stuff, you're going to have to put up with some ads and stuff like that, but it's not overwhelming. So you can use it. But I stopped using that simply because what I like to use now is StreamYard. With StreamYard, like right now, when I get ready to do the coffee sessions, there's a go live button up in the upper right hand corner, and I hit go live, and I've scheduled this to broadcast to YouTube. So I'm live right here on YouTube, but you can also schedule a live stream, but you can say record only. So what it does is it records only to the servers in StreamYard land, wherever that is, the cloud or whatever you want to call it. And then you can immediately go to as soon as you in the thing, you go live, but you're not going live. It basically, the button, instead of saying go live, it then says record. So you click record and you do what you got to do. It's recording me if I want, or like if I'm sharing my screen. So here's my Design Spark mechanical screen. So I could be over here doing whatever I'm doing here, and then when you get done, you just click in record, I think is what it says, or stop record or whatever, and then I can immediately go to the StreamYard server and download that, and I can either present it as is, or I can then bring it into movie editing software and chop it up. And because the bad thing about it, and they're supposedly trying to work on it, because a lot of people want to do the same kind of thing I'm wanting to do, and I wish there was a way that when you click record, say the Amazon driver pulls up and my dog's barking and all this stuff, I wish there was a way to click pause, and then you could step away and then come back and hit play again, and it would take off where it left off, and you could still do one recording but not have all these interruptions. They don't have that yet. So what you have to do is you just have to hit record and just do everything, or you could break it up, but then if you stop it, then you got to reschedule a new broadcast. So what I've been doing in the past when I've used this to do YouTube videos, I just click record, I do whatever I got to do, and then I click stop, go up there, bring it into my movie editing software, and chop it up and use the pieces I want, and then present it as a video. They have that, so you could even do, like, say, I don't know, I'll just pick, so I say Rob Schuster. Say I wanted to interview Rob Schuster for a live stream show, but we couldn't get together. I do the show on Saturday nights, and Rob could only do it on Wednesday afternoons. We could do the interview on Wednesday afternoon just by recording it only, or and I could even say go to YouTube but keep it private, and then I could come back and broadcast that live stream any night I wanted. But of course, I would probably say, and you're supposed to do this if it's not a live show, you would say previously recorded and have that flashing across the bottom or something like that. But this StreamYard stuff is really nice stuff, not just for live streaming, but for I'm finding more and more uses for it to create videos to make it easy, especially when and I like it because, like I mentioned, I stopped using the Flashback Express because I wasn't a big fan of that yellow dot. Because I'm about half blind, I have my mouse. You can see it's larger than normal and it's red. So it's usually a lot easier to see. So I don't use that little yellow thing with Flashback. I use StreamYard. And then another little tip that I'll share with y'all in case anybody's wanting to do this. Let me get it set up here and I'll do it. But I found another guy that's using this, but then I had to figure out a way to get it to work with okay, there it is. And now I gotta hit this. Oops. Let's see if I can remember how to do it here. Have I forgotten already? Well, shoot, I did know how to do it. See, that's what I mean. When you get old, you got to do stuff all the time or you forget how I did. Now, how did I do that the other day? There's this little, nope, that's not it. All right, it has to be over here in this thing somewhere. Oh, now it just came to me. All right, I remember how to do it now. It's down here in this little thing, in that little box. Okay, yeah. Okay, now I got to get that back up there. Okay, now come over here and hit that. Okay, there we go. All right, now let me show you this. This is a neat little thing that I found the other day, and I have to do it a little different. The guy I saw using this, he created it as an overlay because he was recording his videos using OBS. Well, I wanted this little screen, and what this does is if I click, for example, if I click the left mouse button, you see it highlight. Then there's the right one. There's the scroll. So you can not only, when you're doing a video, you can not only show what buttons you're hitting up here, but people can see what, like if you're holding the control key down, see how that highlights, or the shift key down, or the tab key, whatever you're doing, it shows on that little section of the keyboard, which is really all I need is that lower left corner of the keyboard, because I've got one hand on the mouse like here, and then the left hand's over here on the keyboard to operate. Mostly the control and shift key are the ones you use most, and sometimes the tab. But that enables you to, now when I click over here in this screen, this has got a little pin on it, so it's telling it to keep that always on top. And when I first got this, I had a hard time figuring this out. I actually had to go get another little piece of software right here called, it's not going to show up, but it's called Desk Pins. And you have to come over here. Let's see if I can show you. I don't see where it's at. But anyway, you open it up and it shows a little pin, and then I highlight it right here. So now it's pinning this to the top, to the screen, so that even though I'm clicking over here in this other window doing all this other stuff, that will always stay right on top. So now I'll be able to do videos and use this. And if I'm doing them, I would probably do them like this, where I'm not even being seen. And that way this stays down here out of the way, and everything I do, you not only be able to see where I'm, what I'm hitting up here with the arrow, but you'd also see what I'm doing with my left hand or with the mouse down here. So that's going to be pretty cool, I think, when I start doing those. Okay, Larry, getting back to your thing, if you want to use the flashback Flashback Express. It's free. I think there is a paid version, but like I said, I've never used the paid version. Um, it's free. And then everything you saw me showing over here on this other screen just a minute ago, including the Design Spark Mechanical uh, CAD software, it's all free. The Design Spark Mechanical's free. The this little green thing that I have with the keys, that is called NOH board, no board, NOHBOARD. That's free. And then the desk pins that I use to pin it on top is free as well. So that all worked out great because it fit in my budget. It fits free. So Larry wants to know, what model 3D printer am I looking at? Well, I tell you, I have been watching some, every time I get ready to buy something, I just don't go on Amazon and find the first thing and click buy. I always read reviews. I like to watch the YouTube video reviews because those guys those guys that are big into 3D printing, they'll give it to you straight. If there's something they really like about it, they'll tell you. And if there's something they don't like about it, they'll tell you too, even though that company may have sent it to them for free and they're hoping that that person's going to love it and say really great things about it. But that's what they're there for, is to do an honest review. So I have ran across this brand that I'd never heard of, and it's called a VoxLab, VoxElab, and it's very, very similar to an Ender 3. And in fact, they keep talking about, there's some of those guys would say, there's really not even need for this printer because they basically just copied everything. But it was cheaper a little bit than some of the Ender 3s. So I was just about set to pull the trigger on that one. And then I went to watch a video yesterday. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I'm glad I haven't already bought this, because I saw somebody who didn't like it, and then I moved over to another one, and that person, it's not that they didn't like it. It's just that they said, there's a lot of things that aren't really up the way it should be for the price and all. They could have done this, and so anyway, I don't think I'm going to get that one. I'm looking again at the Ender 3 because I had one of those before, and I know there's a bunch of different ones now. There's like the Ender 3 Pro, and I don't know, they get on up there. But if I get one, I'll probably just get the basic Ender 3 like I had before, and at least start with that one, because I don't need a real, big build area and stuff like that. I just want to do some little stuff to kind of get back into it. Rob asked, is Design Spark more for mechanical stuff, or is it good for artistic stuff too? Well, I don't really think, you can't, let's face it, you can't beat Vectric, whether it be VCarve Desktop, VCarve Pro, Aspire, any of those, or even some of the other stuff like Inkscape, and some of those other ones. That's kind of what they're for, is doing the artsy fartsy kind of stuff. I would not say that Design Spark Mechanical would shine when it comes to doing the artsy stuff, but for doing 3D printing and the kind of 3D printing that I want to do, which means I don't want to do the artsy, Darth Vader crap that just going to sit on the shelf and collect dust. I want to do useful things that I can use and that other people can use. So that's what I want to do. And also, I should point out, because if Larry or whoever it was that was getting that, if you look at mine, you notice I have my background set up to a sky blue. By default, your screen, when you get it and install it, it won't look like this. I've made some changes because basically, I worked with SolidWorks for years, and I found that this sky blue background is much easier on the eyes than just staring right into a white back. Because when you're staring into a white background, you're basically looking at light all day long. So this is a softer thing. It's easier on the eyes. And, I used to sit and draw in SolidWorks for hours at a time, all day long. And so one of the first things I did is when I started getting serious about trying to learn how to do stuff in here, I thought, okay, well, let me try to get this set up where it's not going to make my eyes hurt and stuff when give me a headache. So you can customize a lot of things on it. But I just thought I'd point that out because you might look at the coffee sessions and see this blue background and then get the stuff and go, well, this ain't the same stuff Dave's got. It looks totally different. So, yeah. All right. I know my thing went up here. It's time for me to get out of here. My Creality CR10S was cheap. I made some updates. Yeah. Now, I didn't have a CR10S, but the first 3D printer I bought was a Creality CR10. And I bought it myself. I remember what it was. I want to say it was like $350 or something like that. And then after I bought that, GearBest, which was the company I was trying to think of the other day, and I couldn't think of it, but it was GearBest, is the company that sent me the Ender 3 to do reviews on and stuff. So I did a couple of videos on that. And then a few months went by and I didn't use them, and I thought, I'm just going to sell them. I had somebody that wanted them both. Sold everything, all my filament, everything. And of course now, nearly 4 years later, I'm wanting to do it again. So, but anyway, first goal is to try to get pretty good at this software. Rob says there are a few Aspire features I want. Edit STL, multiple STL, but I can't afford the extra 13. I know it, Rob. I know exactly how you feel, because those two things are, limitations with VCarve Pro, and it's like, dadgummit, I don't really use Aspire enough to justify spending it. I just don't do it. And plus, any other things that I've made, because up till now, if I really wanted to make my own 3D model and not buy one, I would just dig out my old SolidWorks computer, fire it up. And, like if I was doing something like a spindle that I wanted to run on the rotary or something like that. And I'm like, dadgummit, I'm just not going to spend that $1,300. I just don't. I'm not saying the software's not worth it. I think it is. But it's not worth it to me. I just don't think I just don't think it would be worth my money to get it. Larry said his printer costs $100. Okay. Did you buy a used one? That might be the way to go. That's what I should do, is look on Craigslist, see if there's anybody out there that's got something like I was and got tired of doing it and wanting to get rid of one. I don't know. George says, great show. You need to list out the products so I can review and watch again. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably be doing a video, and it probably won't be that far off, because like I said, I've been doing these tutorials and I'm like, I'm really starting to get the hang of this. I feel confident I can do the things I want to do. And, I'm not going to copy, the other guy that I'm watching to go, okay, well, let me show you how we make this bracket and then make one just like him. I'm going to be making stuff that I want to make and uh, show you how I do it. And by watching that, people can learn how to, how to do the what mouse click and whether I'm holding the control and all that stuff. So, okay, Larry says 4 years ago, generic new. Okay, good deal. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to get out of here. I hope everybody has an awesome hump day. I didn't even mention it, but yesterday I had a couple of errands to run. One was I needed to run down to Tractor Supply and get some more dog food for Big Jack here. About time I got ready to go, the cul-de-sac started getting crowded with big trucks because the guy across the street had a big, tall sweet gum tree taken down. And it was kind of, I thought, well, I don't have to go. I can wait another day. So, but it was fun because I just happened to be looking out the window when they took that big one down. They had to clear out a bunch of stuff around it, and the guy was in a cherry picker and went up and cut a bunch of limbs off, and then he tied a cable to it. And I thought, well, this is going to be interesting because that thing was close to his house. And I thought, if it falls the wrong way, it's going to slice that house right in half. But apparently they knew what they were doing because it went down with a thud. But what was weird is I guess he was just getting them to take it down, because when they got it down, it's like they pulled the cable off of it, got the trucks all fixed, and they took off. I'm like, all right, I guess they're not going to cut it up and haul it off for him. They just drop it down, and that was it. All right, I'm out of here. Everybody have a good hump day, and we will see y'all tomorrow, I reckon. Thursday. Yeah, we'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one.